Welcome, Dayton. The Little Green Dress presents Traditions and Legacies, where we discuss family traditions and discover your legacy. Now listen with me as we remember what used to be. She is your host and author, and by she, I mean me, Kim Gresham. Hi, and welcome to the Little Green Dress presents Traditions and Legacies. I am your host, Kim Gresham. Today is an extraordinary day because we have an extraordinary man coming to visit my set. He is David Webb. He is the founder and CEO of the Funk Center and also the executive producer of the Dayton Scene Radio Show. Come on out here, David, and give me a hug.
Hello,
Hey,
Kim.
hey.
Hey,
How are you?
Doing fine. Doing fine. I'm honored to be on this great set. I mean, this is beautiful. I mean, geez, I'm like, wow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. This is
Sure.
awesome.
Thank
Wow.
you. Thank you so much. So, David, let's tell the people how we know each other.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we go way back. I'm on this camera right here. Okay, we go way back. We was like two passing ships in the night. Knew each other, but we couldn't put our finger on where we knew each other.
Absolutely.
But we were danced together in class at Urban Ballroom dance class.
Absolutely.
And I was so happy we met her, and I always told her, loosen up so I can move you around. So that was funny on that. But we had a great time.
We had a good time. We would pass each other in the hallway, and we would say hi and be cordial, but I never remember how I knew you.
Mm-hmm.
And people, you had 2 nominations to be on this show. Ron
Oh, my
McLean
God.
And our own Miss Melissa in the back.
Yes.
She was like, do you know David Webb? And I'm like, no, who's David? He is over everything, the funk and the funk and the funk. And I'm like, what? Who is he? I need to meet him. And so they like, he's right there. So that's when I came and introduced myself
I
to
was
you.
very honored you did. I was just blushing, everybody. I was like, that's Kim. That's Meadowdale's beauty queen.
You need to stop it.
I know Kim.
You need to.
I got her poster on my wall.
Oh my.
But yeah, I know Kim. Yes.
This one right here, I got to keep both eyes on this one right here. You are something else. So tell everybody exactly about the funk, what you do. Tell them what you do.
Well, I'm the founder and CEO of the Funk Music Hall of Fame and Exhibition Center, going to be in Trotwood, Ohio at the old Sears building.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
yes. Our golden mission is to educate our public's knowledge in the history of funk music on the one, as James Brown says. The genre of funk music collective is soul and rhythm gift for our young people, Generation Y, Z, X, the millennials, the baby Zoomers, Gen Z, and us, baby boomers. 'Cause that's important, because that's when music was really big back in the day when we were coming up.
I
Yes.
still listen to that music now. I really don't listen to the music too much today. I like the beats and stuff, but the words and the message not so much.
Yes.
But
yes.
I always go back to the old school because it was feeling, it was soul, it made you feel something, it told a story. And I can find a song for every feeling that I'm having. I can find a song for it.
Yes.
So how'd you get into that?
Okay, this has been about a 15-year mission and vision for our organization. Well, a lot of people started it before, and then they went to the wayside. But what I did was that Gideon's Army, I went out of Dayton, Ohio. I went to Denver, Colorado, and grabbed some people who were very interested in what I was doing and what the vision and mission of our statement was saying about music. And so from Denver, Colorado, I brought our crew back. We started media campaigns, interviews, just like what we're having here. It's talking to people, and people start getting on board. I created the Funk ambassadors in every city to promote the Funk Center. And from there it just went on. Then later I created a television show that's played on DATV and across the world. It's called The Funk Chronicles, and Ryan McGlynn hosts The Funk Chronicles with Trent Darby, Stan the Man. We started with Turk Logan, but he got sick, and he kind of went to the wayside. But we have different guests to come on. Funk stars all over the United States, big names, small names, all about the music. Then later I created the Dayton Scene radio show. It's a nationally syndicated radio show. You can catch it on any of the podcasts, local channels, check your local listings. If we're not playing in your city, tell your programmer.
Tell your programmer.
Yeah,
David Webb said, get them on there.
Get them on the show. And we don't charge nothing because we want to promote funk music and education.
All right, that sounds extraordinary. Like, I would love to meet some of the. Tell me some of the people you met, like you know.
Oh,
Who in your phone?
I don't want to.
Who in your phone?
I don't name drop. But let's just say it's a lot of major people because I don't want to miss nobody. Because somebody say, "Well, you didn't name me."
Name.
Yeah. So you can figure if you go to our YouTube channel, it's the Funk Music Hall of Fame and Exhibition Center, and look up the Funk Chronicles, and you hit the videos. We got about maybe 200 or so plus videos, and you can see who came on our show. Okay. And we're still developing, we're still growing. I executive produce that show too, and like I said, I'm very humble. Very humble. Like the big stars like yourself have me an opportunity to be on the show.
This man, I like him. He just boosts me up, and he gives me a good shot of positivity every time I see him. He's always smiling. He is a blessing to be around. So we are here about traditions and legacy. So tell me about some family traditions.
Okay, so let me give you a little bit of upbringing on my side, on the Webb side. Well, my father came up through the Great Migration. He was a World War II veteran from Milan, Tennessee, Gibson County. So him and his family and his cousins, they migrated to Dayton, Ohio. And, you know, the interesting thing is Frigidaire was big. Dayton Tire and McCall Factories. We lived on the corner of McCall and Ethel Avenue. We grew up. I went to Jackson School, primary, and I was in Miss Turpin's class in kindergarten.
You can remember her name?
Yeah, Miss Turpin. Oh, yeah, I remember Miss Turpin. Her and this one lady, used to make the best sandwiches. That's when Miracle Whip was coming out. And I said, this is good. and I said, can I have some more? And then she always said, David, who wants some more? I said, David. She said, why you want some more? Because I'm hungry. I'm a kid. I'm 6 years old. What do you expect? We play all day, go to take a nap at 1 o'clock.
It's time to eat.
Yeah.
All the time.
So my father's traditions was, he's a back home country boy. He like that possum, rabbit, coon, different things he used to bring up. We used to have that. He said, I gotta fix him up. But one of the things, my dad was more cook than my mother. My dad used to get up and fry apples, fry corn, bacon and everything. And I said, is this dinner? That's what they used to do, fried chicken. And that used to last us all day. Then they come back and get a ham, bake a ham or something like that. I said, well, I'm in heaven.
They used to make big meals back in the day every day, because they was at home to do so. But now, everybody has to work, and everybody wants everything instant and quick and fast. So we don't get to eat like that anymore.
And then my mother, her name is Evelyn Goins, Goins, and she was born in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Her dad was a traveling carpenter, and her mother was from Kentucky, and her name was Helen Goins Jackson. Yeah, so obviously Helen Jackson Goins, excuse me. So my mother used to do this, she used to make this soup we used to call it Hopper stew. Why we call her Hopper stew is because she always tell us to do this, and I name her Hopper. I used to say, all right, Hop, what you want us to do? We used to laugh about that, and she used to get mad, try to whoop us. We laughed. We were like, what you gonna do, what? With what? We used to laugh.
Because she wanted y'all to hop and put that stuff in the pot.
Yeah. She used to tell us to go out. This is a tradition for some of the black African-American friends. When they used to tell you, my dad, my mother used to say, go out and get a switch off the tree. And I bring this switch about this big. But my dad was more of the authoritarian person at that time before he passed away in 1977. But back to my mother. So my mother used to make called Hopper soup. Or stew, and she used to use oxtails and she used different corns and beefs and different things she used to mix in it, and she used to call me up and say, come get some Hopper stew, and I used to go over her house and eat some, sit down there with her, and sit and talk about a lot of tradition, because my mother was real religious, and she was in Assemblies of God, then Church of God in Christ, and we used to get anointed oil back in the day. Y'all know that out there.
Yes.
Where we at?
Yes.
Y'all know about that anointed oil back in the day. Come on down. Come on down. So then it was so funny. Then later, our family did singing tradition. We used to have prayer meetings on Sunday night. after church.
Okay.
And going to YPWW and Church of God in Christ, a lot of things happening. Yeah.
So now, do you still make that stew?
No.
No?
No, I don't. That was one of those one time things. I guess only thing I'm good at. I can make a mean cornflakes and milk.
Not a mean one. You
Yeah,
said a mean
cornflakes
one?
and milk. And I can do toast too.
Okay, that's the added dessert.
I know that's I toast just like Charlie Brown. Have popcorn, toast, and all that stuff.
I believe that you can really cook. I really do. I believe you can throw down. Okay, so now tell me about. Well, I want to go back to the center.
Yes.
Where's the center now?
We're going to be we're on a capital campaign with the city of Trotwood at the old Salem Mall site.
Right.
And that's what we're working on. We're on a capital campaign to make this a reality. So it takes money.
Right.
It does take money.
Okay, so tell me what's going to be in there.
Oh, if you've seen the museum, it's going to be bigger than the museum. It's going to be a lot of artifacts, memorabilia. A lot of studio equipment that some of these bands have. We're going to have an amphitheater inside there where it's going to be a master series class where we get people to come in, do master series classes, and outside will be an amphitheater for concerts. So we're the vocal point in the city of Trotwood there. We're the like I said, the top tier in draw, and it's going to be a lot of things else going to be happening around that facility, from retail, and we've got a grocery store across the street getting ready to happen now, from Gordon Food, hotels, a lot of things getting ready to happen in that area and around in Trotwood.
Really?
A lot of things are happening because I'm sitting at the table when they're making decisions like that. So I'm real happy about that.
I'm excited. Now, that's really exciting because
Trotwood
I
will be
want
coming back.
Dayton to come back up to the way it was.
Yes.
We really did have a really good time.
Yeah.
So let me ask you the legacy question. So if you were to leave this earth today, what legacy would you leave?
That's a great question, Kim.
Thank you, David.
No, thank you, Kim. One of the legacies I'm leaving is building the Funk Center in Dayton, Ohio. Let people know if I'm gone, this legacy will move on for 10 to 20, 30 years ahead of time and move forward. I think we could be big as the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and even bigger. This is a legend and a vision that I want to leave as my legacy.
Oh, I would love to see that come to fruition. So tell me about the museum and where is it and where they can go and see things now.
Again, we're on a capital campaign.
Oh, okay. So I thought you had a museum already.
No, we did have a museum at 113 East 3rd Street.
Okay.
That was downtown Dayton. New owners came in and bought the building, and as a nonprofit, we
Okay.
had to leave. Now
Okay.
we are located in the city of Trotwood.
Okay.
We're in a capital campaign to make
Get that.
to build that
Okay.
in Trotwood.
I get it now. So I was thinking that you were just moving over. So I'm understanding.
That's
now.
what a capital campaign.
Okay. I got you. And you sitting at the tables with that. So you're going to make it happen for us.
I'm going to make it happen for us.
Well, that is wonderful to know and positive to know. So this is it. We are at.
No, it's finished already?
It's finished already. Now,
Oh
unless you
my
want to
God.
tell me some of the things you have going on that the people can listen to or watch.
Please, please go to our YouTube channel, the Funk Music Hall of Fame and Exhibition Center, and please check out our YouTube channel, and it's the Funk Chronicles. And also, you can go on any podcast to listen to the Dayton Scene Radio Show. That's the Dayton Scene Radio Show with Trent Darby, Jasmine Summers, the Super Soul Sister, Catherine Mobley, Chris Grinrod, and Q. Then we're starting another segment in September where we're asking guest funk artists to come on and be a guest host on our radio show. So that's what we're working on now. So we're doing a lot. Like I said, I thank God for the gift and wisdom of me putting this together. And I said it's not a David Webb show.
Right.
It's a team effort.
Right. I see you and your team in there all the time on Fridays. I come in and look like you guys have a lot of fun when you guys are in there. Maybe I need to come and check you guys out as well.
I would love that.
Thank you for coming to visit me on my set.
Thank you for having me, Kim.
I really appreciate you. All right. This is the end. Come on and give me a hug.
Oh, I got to get up again?
Yes, you do.
Wait, hold on a second. Wait, let me.
It's a deep chair.
Yeah, I can see.
You're so tall.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ariel Winter. If you're like me, your pets are family. So when disaster strikes, you want to keep them safe. American Humane has tips to help protect our best friends in their worst times. So please visit AmericanHumane.org.
We have Marcus Bedinger is zooming in today. This is the Zoom edition. So today, hello Marcus, how are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well, thank you.
Good, good, good. It was good to see you the other day at the patio party with Miss Ryan McLean. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good time. It was a little hot, but it was a good time.
Yeah, it was very warm. I had an air conditioner on my neck because I don't like to
Uh,
be warm, you know. So tell everybody, introduce yourself.
my name is Marcus Bedinger, of course, and I am running for Dayton City Commission. And so we ran into each other, like you said, at that patio party, and I was happy to receive an invite to have this conversation today. So here I am.
Well, thank you so much for accepting an invitation. So, what made you decide to run for city commission? Like, how did that come about?
I am born and raised in Dayton, Ohio. I grew up technically in Trotwood, but in Townview, so really, really close to the west side of Dayton. Um, but yeah, so I born and raised in Dayton. I grew up in Townview, like I said, which is really close to the west side of Dayton. And a few years ago, I moved to New York with my partner at the time, and for work. And I spent a few years there. But during the pandemic, I did move back home to Dayton, and everything was shut down, and so I couldn't really see how the city had changed. But when things started to reopen after the kind of quarantine situation, I started to see the city that I grew up in and my neighborhood in Roosevelt and Westwood looked the same, if not worse, in some ways. But you go downtown, where I spend a lot of time hanging out with friends and things, and you see $1.5 billion of investment. And so it just kind of seemed really unequal and really off balance to me that, I'm living next door to an abandoned house that's been here for 20 years, where downtown is seeing all this incredible investment that we need, of course, but the east and the west sides of our city are being neglected. But then when you talk about the city commission specifically, and who is in this race as incumbents, we have one incumbent who has been there for 8 years, but more troubling, another incumbent who has been there for 20 years. And so if this abandoned house next door to me has been here for 20 years and somebody has been in city leadership for 20 years, I'm asking, are they part of the problem or are they part of the solution? And so I had to ask myself, if we're going to change the conversation about what's going on in Dayton, we need somebody willing to ask those tough questions. And I thought that, I'm a good person for that. I live right in, like I said, in Roosevelt. My kids are entering Dayton Public Schools next Monday. I'm right next door to an abandoned house. I keep saying it. And so the problems that, a lot of Daytonians see, I live every day. And so this is not a campaign about advocacy or amplifying concerns. They are my concerns. And so I'm just speaking my truth. And too many Daytonians happen to resonate with it, unfortunately.
Absolutely. I do agree. We do have a lot of building up downtown, and there are so many different abandoned homes all over in those areas. I live in the Five Oaks area, and it's the same thing. It goes the same way, so I do understand. So we're here to talk about your family's traditions and your legacy, though. So tell me about your family's tradition.
So my family is a small family because, my mom's side of the family moved from Kentucky and they were the first generation in Dayton. My dad's side of the family moved from Missouri, first generation in Dayton. And so, my family here is really small and close knit. And so we have a lot of traditions, and as you get older, when I was a kid, a lot of those traditions were more closely held and, more, I guess, almost religiously kept. We met up every holiday and we did a dinner every Sunday. But, we get older and we have our own families now. And so things have started to disperse. But what I love about my family traditions is that they are so ingrained in us. We can still talk about them and share those memories, even if we can't gather still, because, my brother is in Memphis and my sister's in California. I was in New York at one point, so we were spread all across the country. So, it's not always possible to get together for Thanksgiving and birthdays the way we used to do, or visit mom on Mother's Day. But we can still talk about those kinds of things. And thank God for technology. We can do things like Zoom and
Yes.
chat that way. So I'm thankful that my family is still very close, and we grew up with those traditions of meals and church and movie nights. Watching the TGIF, Steve Urkel, and Fresh Prince of that blockbuster movies.
All of that.
Imagine that.
That was fun. Those were good times. Good
Yeah, so
times.
a lot of the same traditions, a lot of families share, and I'm just thankful that a lot of my family is still here, and we can still talk about those memories.
Okay, so do you talk about those memories with your kids? Do you let them know those kinds of things that you guys used to do?
Yeah, I mean, and in some ways, I have my own traditions with my family. So,
Okay, tell
my
me about
partner
that.
and I, yeah, my partner and I, we get together with our friends a lot, and we host our Christmas Eve dinner at our house. So we get both our sides of the family together, invite our friends over, and so we are creating our own traditions and including our children in that. Christmas Eve is all about the kids being able to open gifts that night before Christmas morning. So, definitely creating our own traditions. And so, yes, we talk about those memories, but we also try to create some for them, so they can carry on and talk to their children later in life as well. So, to me, family has always been important, and gathering, I think, and fellowship is a huge part of family. And so, even though it doesn't look the same as it did when I was a kid, I spend a lot more time with my friends because they can get over here more and things like that. But I include my children, and I make sure to know that my friends are their uncles and aunts as well. Just as much as my blood brothers and sisters. So, yeah, definitely creating my own traditions, but also sharing those memories with my kids. Yeah.
Well, absolutely. That's all right. Okay, so let's talk about your legacy. When I started interviews, it was during the pandemic and we couldn't go anywhere, and I just had two phones, and I'm just interviewing people in my living room with my backdrop. So, and I
Right.
would ask them, because we were losing a lot of people at the time, and we still are. But if you were to leave this earth today, what legacy would you leave?
It's funny that you talk about the pandemic and how many people we lost, because when the pandemic started, I was working for a member of Congress in New York. That's what I did in constituent services. And one of the first things we heard, New York was hardest hit. It was like ground zero for COVID-19. And so one of the earliest types of calls we were getting was, this family member or that family member passed away in the home. And the morgues were so full and the emergency vehicles so, overrun that they were sitting with their loved ones for days at a time, sometimes, who had deceased. And that kind of tragedy really forced me into a mindset of love at the time. Like, when people called into our office, you had no idea what they were dealing with. So my initial instinct was love on them. You don't know what's going on. This is a really tough time for everybody. I, in fact, was in New York by myself. My partner had moved home with the kids already because we were paying a lot of money to sit in our apartment. Everything is shut down. But I intentionally put myself in a mindset of love at the outset of the pandemic, and I've carried that since then. And I've always been a compassionate person. Politics has always been interesting to me in the sense that it is a way to take care of people if you are able to galvanize and organize that kind of policy. But to me, love is a driving and motivating factor because it inspires so many of my actions. It inspires the way I parent. It inspires the way, I share a relationship with my partner. It inspires who I am as a child. When I make a mistake, I go to my parents and love and apologize and say, I was wrong or you were right,
That's
more
important.
importantly, you were right, mom and dad, so I want to leave behind that legacy of love because I think it informs so many of our decisions that don't necessarily fall under intimate relationship, but we have to relate to each other. And I think it has to start and end with loving relationships. And, I'm running for office, and politics is one of the first places we can see so many examples of a lack of love. And so, even as I'm campaigning and canvassing and knocking doors and talking to community, that I lead with love as well, because, people are upset. There are so many things going wrong in our personal lives, but on a community level, on a policy level, there are so many things that people don't understand, and they can be angry about it. And and as someone who wants to be a leader, in this city, I can't respond with anger. I can't respond with defensiveness. I have to love on that person and get to the crux of what they are trying to say. You know, a lot of times the emotion covers the real content. And so I say, remove the anger, remove the frustration, and get to the actual situation. And to me, that requires a mindset of love. You can't be defensive. You can't respond angrily to people who are, in some senses frustrated or upset or, to a point angry.
Absolutely. That is so true. My mother, anytime she's wanting to tell me something that's like, she know I might take hard or she know it might hurt my feelings, she'll say, I'm coming from a place of love. So that is so very important, and you coming from a place of love for the whole city. And I just think that's beautiful that you're taking on that responsibility. You see these things going on, and you really want to do something about it. And I commend you for that. My hat is off to you, because that's a big responsibility. And for you to take that on, I do commend you. This is it. This is the end of the interview. It's really quick. I'm so glad that you came on and accepted the invitation. And I hope that I can see you again and we can talk and converse some more and network and all that. And I do want to wish you luck and all God's favor in this upcoming election. And I hope you win and do all the things that you say that you're going to do for this city, because Dayton used to be like really a happening city, and I know that we can get it back if everybody just kind of come together, just like you said, in love for the love of the Gem City. Yes?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm only in this race because God says so. So I thank you. And he is definitely leading my path. And, win or lose, like I said, I'm in this for the love, for the city, and because I think I have something unique to add to the conversation. And so I appreciate you. I'm honored to have the conversation. I'm humbled for the invite. And I will come back anytime, or, we run into each other out in community. Make sure you say hey,
I
and we can
will.
chop it
And
up.
you do the same. You do the same. I'm gonna be looking. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna be watching. I'm gonna be watching your page and seeing what you're doing. And we will see each other again.
Thank you so much. You have a
Thank
good
you
one.
as well. And you have a really good day, Marcus.
Bye bye. Thank you.
All right. Bye bye. Thank you. And this has been the Little Green Dress presents the Zoom edition with my new friend, Marcus Bedinger. Thank you. And remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like all my Little Green Dress pages. Okay? Bye. Thank you for watching the Little Green Dress presents Traditions and Legacies. Don't forget, you can see all our videos on my YouTube channel under the same name, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can purchase the Little Green Dress coloring books and books from Amazon.com, also from the Little Green Dress online. Thank you.